Welcome to yet another episode of the Economic Times Cutting Chai Stories, a series of conversations with CXOs and business leaders over chai or coffee, if that's your preference, brought to you by ET Edge, where we talk about their lives, hobbies, interests, and also touch upon various other topics. The urgency and pressure on business leaders as they navigate the COVID-19 pandemic has been immense. And right now, we're in the midst of the second wave. These business leaders have been constantly monitoring myriad ways to ensure that their respective companies stay on course in the new normal. The incredible demands placed on them makes us often wonder how they have time for family, hobbies, or any personal downtime. And let's not forget that they are mere mortals. This initiative by ET Edge is aimed to create a deeper connection with them, to get a sense of what business leaders of several prominent companies do when they are not in business mode. Today, it's my pleasure to host Vilas Pujari, Global Chief Information Officer, ACG. Vilas, welcome to the Economic Times Cutting Chai Stories.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. So let me start, Vilas, by asking you as to what does a typical day in your life currently look like?
Yeah, that's a very good question. The typical day, what it used to be and what currently, there is a huge difference. Today, a typical day is in front of a laptop with my camera on. And okay, so now when we say that, but that is not as simple as that. These meetings keep happening. And the meetings are of different nature. Some meetings are business meetings. The meetings with the users. Some meetings are my training to my team members. Some meetings are the regular review meetings. So the typical day would really meetings, but the variety has increased, really speaking, of late because of this. The conversation that we used to have when we were in the office, they have really stopped. So the meetings are different, but at the same time, it's just sitting in front of a computer and having the meetings. So maybe just to ensure that we stay healthy, I have to go once in a while for washroom and get some water, coffee, something like that.
Right. And any interruptions from home?
Yeah, really speaking, no, because what I do is that, I've been really helping my wife also in some course. So I finish all these things by 9:15, and from 9:15 to 5:30, 6 o'clock, typically except the lunchtime, there is no disturbance because I have separate rooms, separate place. I put my AC on and then keep me.
That's it. Yeah. Great, wonderful. So I know you're still young. But if I were to ask you, what are your memories from your younger days? Some of those memories that, keep coming back, that we reminisce about. Could you take us back to the days when you were much, much younger and tell us about your fond memories of those days?
Yeah, some things which I can mention about is which stay in my memory all the time are my school days. Of course, they're too old to remember in the sense that in terms of the instances are a particular setting. But when it comes to when I was in engineering, we used to have this night out. Basically, the whole night is study, right from the evening 7 o'clock to morning 7 o'clock.
Yes.
Just studying. And 7 o'clock we used to sleep, but 7 o'clock to morning 7 o'clock that we used to study was not alone. A group of people, a group of friends, 5-6 friends of us who used to sit and study, chat, smoke, drink, everything that we can do there. But we used to be really focus on studies, and we used to enjoy. So that's one. Also, some of the memories that I have is of my canteen when I was in engineering. Most of my time used to be spent in a canteen, especially when somebody comes and tells me that the class is starting, let us go. So that's when we used to know about that we are in the college. Otherwise, we used to be spending a lot of time in canteen only. So when it comes to a job, when we started off in Gujarat Cement is where I started. So we used to have these initial induction meetings because I started off as a management trainee in Gujarat Pujari Cement.
Right.
So there, it was learning, time, and it used to be a little hot summer outside. So we used to go in the canteen, have lunch, and then come to. We didn't have any space because we were just fresh trainees and all. So we were told to sit in the library. So sitting in the library after lunch, we used to have a nice sleep. Somebody will come. So what we used to do was that we used to tell the librarian that, okay, I'm facing you. Somebody comes from behind, just tap me, so I can. So that was a kind of starting that we have had, but we didn't know that life would get this serious when it comes to handling the senior positions. So
Yeah.
some instances or some memories that I carry is from Tata International when I was in Indore. I used to work in Indore for some time. We used to have young team from graduates from colleges and all. They were hired, and we used to have these evening parties, somebody's birthday, some special event. So it was real fun to have 15, 20 people sitting together, young guys having drinks and chit chatting and having dinner. So those are some of the good memories that I know I'll continue to carry along.
I mean, so everything that you've said, I have done too. And I think that's what we boys did, right? Carefree days.
Absolutely.
We didn't know about future. We knew that we wanted to do well. We didn't know where we are going to go. But at that point in time, whatever background our friends came from, religion, caste, creed, nobody cared. It was a bunch of friends. You got along well, you got along well.
Yes.
You partied, you partied. You studied, you studied. You had fun, you had fun. You had laughs, you had laughs. You had serious conversations, you had serious conversations. But those were the days, like they say.
And when sitting in canteen and having a cup of tea and cigarette, we didn't even know that we had to do, some MBA in some good college and go into some corporate world and all. We didn't even know.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, what fun. Vilas, how have you invested in yourself over the years to get better, to equip yourself to incrementally improve in the professional space? What have you done? Besides, I'm talking about the degrees and stuff that we have. What have you done on a personal level?
Yeah. See, fortunately, I have got an opportunity to work in good companies, like whether it is Gujarat Pujari Cement or Tata International or
Right.
ACG. Most of these companies have been people focused. So
Yes.
to that extent, we right from the early career when I started off in Gujarat Pujari Cement, I was sent for a 15 in almost the first year or second year. I was sent for a training in Bangalore, 15 days training on system analysis and design. That kind of companies that I have worked for. So it was I'm talking about 1988 and all. So the learning has been a part of my career, and I also have a lot of appetite to learn. And the companies where I have worked, they give me a lot of opportunity to for self development. Some trainings like I attended, remember the transcendental meditation, or how you flow on the maturity curve, the what about the personality development, the soft skills, and all these are all have been over a period of a few years. The companies that I have worked for, they have really helped us in developing myself as an individual. And even I have gone through the presentation skills when I was in Tata International. So small good trainings have really over a period of time helped. And of course, I've been a very keen observer and learner. So when we observe the senior people, the best of the people who deliver their lecture or who deliver the presentation, who speak. So we get to learn from them. So learning has been a continuous process, and even now, I'm learning, and I think in next 20 years also I'll keep learning and developing myself more and more because there is no end to perfection. And since I have worked in Tata International, Tata as a name and also Tata as a brand was not built just by doing some small things. It's been really a long, hard work. So
Sure.
that learning has gone into my very well.
Sure. I mean, my summary from yours is wonderful, and I'll tell you why I want to re-emphasize is that one, you talked about the fact that just by observing, just by listening, there is so much that you can imbibe. So actually, that tells me about you in the sense that there has not got to not be any ego saying I know it. You have to be open to it, and that's when you will start receiving. And what was more interesting, what you said earlier, the kind of soft skills that you talked about. Some people don't talk about these things, but like you said, those little things, if taken seriously, can help you improve, because very rarely is there a learning so big in our life like a miracle that it changes us overnight. It has to be incremental, it has to be incremental, it has to be sustained, and it has to be respected whenever
And
it comes.
also to be coming to you by different people, because somebody
Absolutely.
has something best in them. So
Yes.
we should be getting the best from everybody. That's how we
Absolutely.
try to become the best.
Absolutely, well said. Who is your friendly ear? Somebody that listens to you without judging you.
See, I have a professional friend CIO who has been really a friend with me since long. We have a family relationship also, in the sense that as a friendly family. So
Yeah.
he has been really speaking, a great guy. If I can name him, he's Radhakrishna Pillai from SRL Diagnostics. We know each other very well since quite long, and he always, listens to me. And he is the one person whose advice I always look at. Second person is, of course, my wife, who has been really a critic kind of person, but at the same time, she shows me a real mirror, and I trust her advice. And of
Super.
course, person is my son, who is, of course, not here, he's in US, but he's also one who tells that, no, dad, this is not right, this is how it should be. So while I may follow him, what he says or not, particularly because, I also have a little ego. So, but at the same time, these are three people whom now generally I look at, when I need something.
Excellent. Excellent. Once again, reflects exactly what I said before. The yearning to just keep learning and ask. Very few people find it difficult. I mean, most people find it difficult to ask, and I'm glad that even at this stage you're willing to ask for something, and nobody judges you. These are three. We require that support mechanism.
Yes.
You are the global CIO for ACG. Let me ask you a technology related question. What do you think is the next big thing that technology will solve?
See, the technology will solve lot of people's aspiration related problems going ahead, in the
Right.
sense that the younger generation today around the world have lots of aspirations. And
Yes.
the one technology, just to name a technology, is the collaboration, like the way we are doing. Uh, this is going to meet the challenge of the younger generation who don't have access to the facilities to go worldwide and learn and get more and more earning for themselves and their families, and reach higher heights. The one simple technology like this collaboration technology, that we do, it is going to help a lot. Like artificial intelligence, it's going to solve a lot of people's problems who are typically like the disabled people or the people who have challenges in learning. So these kind of technologies are really going to help them. Today it's fancy, but definitely, the people's real problems will get addressed with these technologies that we talked about after they achieve a certain level of maturity cycle.
I get your point. I get your point. Okay. So what we will do now is we will now move in Vilas to another segment, which
Okay.
is called the one word, one line answer. I will throw some questions at you, and I expect you to answer in one word or one line.
Okay.
And no wrong answers. All answers are right answers. So go for it. Okay.
Okay.
So are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, Vilas. What is your favorite holiday destination?
Manali.
Good. Which business leader do you look up to or admire the most?
Chandra. who is head of Tata Group.
Okay. How many languages can you speak? Can you name them?
4 languages: Kannada, English, Hindi, English, Marathi.
Ah, Kannada. Okay, fine. Are your friends completely opposite to you, or are most of them similar to you?
Both mix.
Mixed. Okay. What is the one thing most people don't know about you?
That I am I used to be person with a lot of anger in me.
Okay. I wouldn't know that.
Angry
Honestly,
man. I used to be an angry man. I would say, very simply put.
you were Amitabh Bachchan of the corporate world.
Young days, yeah, very much.
Yeah. But I wouldn't have been able to say that about you, looking at you today and interacting with you.
Yes.
Wonderful. What is better, according to you, certificates or experience?
Experience.
City life or small town life?
Small town life.
Comfortable silences or incredible conversations?
Incredible conversations.
Very good. 5-day cricket or T20 cricket?
T20.
Okay. Work hard or play hard?
Play hard.
Indian music or Western music?
Indian music.
The 1980s or 2020s?
T20s.
Wonderful. Logic or creativity?
Logic.
Wonderful. You're doing very well. Keep the spirit going. More questions coming your way. Would
Sure.
you rather be the funniest or the smartest person in a room?
I just lost your question.
Okay. If you were in a room with your friends, family, etc., would you rather be the funniest person in that room or the smartest person in that room?
Funniest person.
Would you be a celebrity or be a regular person?
Regular person.
Okay. If you were to be stuck in a room for 24 hours, who would you choose to be stuck with? And I have 3 options for you. Kindly choose one. Nelson Mandela, Cristiano Ronaldo, or Elon Musk?
Elon Musk.
Okay. Would you rather be unable to use search engines or unable to use social media?
Social media.
If you were a gifted painter and could paint anything, what would you paint?
River, trees, birds, and animals.
Excellent. If you could know the absolute and total truth to one question, what question would you ask?
Who is your favorite person?
Okay. If you were a vegetable, what vegetable would you be?
Carrot.
Okay. Most admired Indian company?
Tata Steel.
Most important invention ever, according to you?
Zero.
Aryabhatta. If a movie were to be made on your life, which actor would you want to play you?
Amitabh Bachchan.
Arey, goes back to the angry young man also, and now the mature person. Which 3 people, living or dead, and these could be even fictional comic book characters, something that is even a film character, whatever that is, which 3 people, living or dead, would you like to have a cutting chai conversation with?
You are putting difficult question. Yes, you told me initially only. Yes, I would like to have with some old, old guy. I can't name, but it's more of a character, an old guy in the village, to learn more about the ancient knowledge on the good living.
Okay.
Two is Amitabh Bachchan, not that to be crorepati, but more to the way he speaks and he converse. The conversation setting is there. That's really very very interesting. And third person would be Ratan Tata.
Wonderful. What a lovely mix of people. Last question in this segment. Life is incomplete without fill in the blanks. Life is incomplete without dash.
Technology.
Okay. One final question before we wrap up. Each of us has a mantra for success. Do you have a mantra for success, and could you share that with us?
Yes. My mantra for success is getting glued to ground. Always be aware of the ground reality in whatever I do.
Amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Vilas Pujari, Global Chief Information Officer, ACG. I had a great time chatting with Vilas. I think this interview was filled with youthful energy. I've learned a lot, and I'm sure you guys will learn a lot too. Vilas, thank you so much for your time.